Hi guys, welcome to ThomTech Tutorials. I am Thomas and this is session 18 of Azure Data Factory tutorial 2. So in this session I am going to cover what is copy activity and what are the properties and functionalities of copy activity. So before we jump into the tutorials, guys, do like and subscribe my channel if not done so to support me. Okay, with that let's begin the tutorial. So copy activity. So by name itself it shows like we are trying to copy some source data to a destination, right? So it does the same functionality. It will copy the files or data from the source folder or the source data set to the destination. So it does not have much flexibility with respect to transformations, but we can add some columns with some functionality. We have a functionality named as like add columns, additional columns. So we can use that to get some fields added, but it's not very flexible with respect to transformations. So this activity is mainly used when we want to dump a data from a location to a staging location or to a destination directly. Okay, so for that purpose we are using this copy activity. Now let's jump into the practical scenario without much delay. Let's go back. This is my storage account, you can see, and over here you can see we have the container name as ThomTech and we have these folder names that we have created. So if you have not seen how to create a container and the folder structure based on our project planning, then you can go and watch the previous session. So I have already added my playlist link in the description below. Please go and watch those. Okay, so you can see this is our source folder. We have our all the files over here. Okay, customer, product, transaction and vendor, and we have a subfolder as archive. Okay, and now over here let me just this is one of the old pipeline that we have covered in the filter activity session. So if you have not seen, you can go back and watch that. Let me click on this, take a clone of this and rename this to copy activity. Okay, and what is this activity is doing? Let's see. So we have already covered this. Let me just click over here. Metadata, it is reading all the files from the source folder, all the files from the source folder, and then we have a filter activity which will help us to use a property like item dot type. Instead of name I will give type, because type will store the values like folder or file. So if I tell the ADF to look out for values under type as file, then I will only be fetching the files under this source folder. I will be ignoring this archive folder. So that's the reason I'm using type and passing the value as file. So within type we can have two values, one is file and one is folder. Folder will belongs to all the folders in that main folder, and files will belong to the all the files that falls under source folder or the main folder. Okay, so with that I will click on OK, and then I will have my for each. Click on this, give a meaningful name, read each file, something like that you can give. Click on settings. Over here you can see it is selected as sequential. We can check a parallel execution as well. Okay, then in the activity you can see, since it's an old pipeline, we will select whatever activity is here in this and delete it. Now go in the activity list, search for copy activity, bring it over here, drag and then rename it copy files to landing zone or landing. Click on source. In source you can see we have Excel data set. Click on that and we have to give the source name. Our source folder is source and our file name is going to be @item.name. So this property will help us to retrieve the file name within that iteration. Okay, we have different options to make use of these file names and folders, that is wildcard and list of files. You can use that also. Then we have options to filter the files which are there in the source folder based on any dates, like I want today's files only, I want yesterday's files only. Those control we can do from here. We can add a dynamic content, make use of UTC and minus plus 2 and 1, like that we can try that out. Then we have option to add additional columns as I covered in the description above. And then let's go to the sync. In the sync you will be wondering why the Excel dataset is not showing up. So right now we have a limitation that at the sync side we do not have Excel connector that is provided by ADF now at this time. So what we can do, we will create a different data set or a different data set in the sync. That is, it can be a delimited text. Okay, so it's already created. Let me show you how to create it again. Click on this, click on Azure Data Lake. Since it's our Azure Data Lake, click on this, click continue, And over here you can see we have all the connectors, but we do not have Excel, right? It's because of the limitations. So what we can do, we can click on delimited, and then we can click on continue. And if we want same format like what we have as an Excel, that should fall under the destination. Also it should be an Excel. Then we can use a binary as well, but I will cover that in the coming sessions. So if we consider binary, in that case our source data set should also be a binary. Okay, so we will cover that in coming sessions. So let's click on continue. Over here we will get file name ds and give the name as ADLS text. Okay, select the link services, this, click on first row as a header, and then toggle to the folders. So since it's our sync, we will be selecting a landing zone, right? So we'll click on this and simply click on OK, and then again click on OK. So once you click on OK, you will get this interface of like copy activity having all these options. Again just click on the sync dataset and open that what you have created. Okay, you can see we have all the options that you can view and see. First of all, I will change this column delimiter to pipe delimiter. Okay, and we have other options also that can be explored as well. Then what I will do, I will go to parameter and create two parameters, folder name and file name. Okay, then I will go to the connection, and over here I will parameterize this connection. Click over here and pass this, click over here and pass the file name. So once I do that, we can save it and close this. Okay, now you see, so this is our data set at the sync side. Now it is showing, it is asking for values to be passed on this data set through the copy activity. So what I will do, I will give landing, because our folder name is landing. Let me just go back and show you that our folder name is landing, so I will give the landing folder name. And over here now it's there's a catch, file name, our default file name is .xlx, right? And if we use this property, it is going to have the .xl, right? So but that is not supported by ADF at the destination side. I already told you. Okay, so that's why what I will do, I will simply use a replace function, go here and change .xlx to .txt. Okay, that's it. Click OK, save it, scroll down, go outside, click on debug. Now let's see what happens. Now it's executing, and since we have selected the sequential mode, so that's the reason it is running one by one. You can see it started at this time and then started, and then the next one is starting now. Okay, so the two files are loaded, to the landing zone, so we have two more to go. Yes, 3 is complete, now fourth one has triggered. Now in the meantime, what we can do, we can go to the data lake, get inside the landing zone. See, we have all the 4 files now landed to the landing zone successfully. Okay, we can open that, we can view that if we need it. Okay, let's view the data and see. So we have all the data moved from the Excel to the text file. Okay, close this. Now we are good. I think we have achieved what we wanted to achieve. And one more thing what we can do is, we can click on this, we can uncheck this sequential. Okay, go back to our folder, to the landing zone, select all the files and delete this. Okay, and now let's trigger it one more time. So I'm just doing this activity once again in order to show you how this parallelism works. So when I click this, you will see that after this filter activity, when for each is called, so automatically it will call all the 4 file execution together at once. So let's see that. So you see, so all the 4 loop has been executed at once, that has been fired at once. Okay, so it's executing, some might complete earlier and some might take some times with respect to some seconds or milliseconds. Okay, so you can see now we have the files. Just go and refresh over here. You can see the 3 files are already here, and what about the fourth file? The 4th file is also here. So that's it. So we have completed the loading of all the source file from the source folder to the landing folder. Okay, so now we have some vision like how the data is flowing. So after landing zone, and we can create another pipeline which will take all the files from the landing zone and do some sort of like validation and ultimately push that into the data lake or data model, something of that sort. So guys, that's it for this session. If you guys have any doubts or questions, put your comments below in the description and I am more than happy to help you guys. Please do like and subscribe my channel guys, and that is going to motivate me more to create such contents again. Okay, so that's it and have a great day ahead. Thank you guys.